Writing at night. I find myself again in front of this white paper, so seated at this small table in my kitchen. I make this fleeting appearance often because my sleep is interrupted almost every night. I hear recall, almost daily, a live desire to write something to satisfy this restless soul. And I think of many things. But is it possible that I'm so mad? Who gets up late in the middle of the night? I do it in order to discover the quiet that reigns uninterruptedly, when there, outside, everything sleeps and rests. I remember this habit of mine even as a child, when I used to wake up because of this, my recall. I used to always say that writing for me is a passion. It's a need of the exuberance of this vagabond spirit that wants to roam all the world and also there in the universe, in that unknown immensity, to cross the all in order to find reality and truth. And in fact, in this travel from the table, you find yourself, your worth in the middle of these things, amidst the humans. They tell me, or better I feel, that someone could tell me, but are you stupid to get up in the night for these monkey-like stupidities? Don't you have anything to do but rest? Who do you think you are? Don't you see the pre-established order? Everything is in its place in this premeditated place. And I find myself a little lost once again, and I do my things and make many plans. I notice that these thoughts keep me company because they are the daily voices of my life. All my world is here present, and it is filed away in my mind. I retrieve from my experience, at times I dream, the things that I want to do, and I often relive, here seated, the various moments that I have already lived. But who cares about this, my travel? But here I must be a realist and say, to very few. But I find in this my walk the so many excursions of life. Everyone has many obligations, many things, many necessities that tie him to an existence, to one's own experiences. Not always have I succeeded in understanding life, but I have very slowly always found that a way exists, at times so many roads, that lead you where you want. The choice that you make depends on where you are going, who you are. If you are locked in your self-importance, if you appreciate only your existence, you become always more egotistical. But if you love, if you find inside those sentiments of wanting to do good, then your walk begins to take a very different aspect. The adventure that is brought to you by your imagination becomes important. And you begin to liberate yourself of immediate things, of preoccupations, of the various delusions, and also of success, of exaltation, of your vanity. Finally, you acquire that objectivity to see beyond the there, past the immediate, past the regulated world. You discover that inside universe of the emotions, of systems of life, of wishes, of the very riches of this humanity. But when you find these sentiments in front of you, pause a little to give yourself courage. Each time that I find myself here, I see two well delineated points, when I was born and when I shall die, and all that middle period where I live. The experience of my already lived life guides me to research the reason why I am here. And I begin to appreciate life, the great variety, its confusion, its fragility. And I look around and I find that everything has its limit, its beginning, the vain glory, the tall point before the defeat and the end. There's a continuous creation of flux and reflux, like the waves of the sea near the coastline. It's a continuous succession of events, of facts, and the ups and downs are there for everyone. But not everyone is at the same point of life. Each one, everything, every situation follows its path. Sometimes one meets at the top point of a wave. Sometimes one grates the lowest point, touching the sand on the surface of things which we cannot pass over. Therefore, we discover the truth about our own existence and that of others. It's a limited existence in its duration and in its time. And it is at this point where we begin to value our world, the past world, the world of others, and all the other worlds, whether we know of them or not. And then we value the individual above our emotions with a certain objectivity. But present are always these beautiful emotions, our interests, our wishes, that are sometimes like this darkness in the middle of the night. They don't allow us to see well, but they make us feel inside. They bring us anxieties and fears, uncertainties and delusions, but also reflection, peace. Here we find that we can do something for us and a little for others. Sometimes someone succeeds even to have this moment of vainglory when he communicates with others from afar, like with this writing, that gives you the power to speak as you wish, without restrictions. And then you see your ideas, your thoughts all together, and you read your creation. You can re-examine, admire, and even criticize it, even change it if you wish. All this was closed in my mind, and I got up to give it birth in the middle of the night. Even this writing has a life of its own, short or long, it doesn't matter. I can throw it in the waste basket or be proud of it. Or I can take in my hands this creation of mine and enjoy its company until dawn, when the night, tired of sleeping, gives way to the day to initiate another wave of life in this city, in this, my world.